Hello, everyone. Welcome to our latest White Pod. I'm Stephen Lynn, your host with White Labs, an e-commerce internet marketing agency. Today I have Beata with us. Beata,
Hi,
feel free to
everybody.
introduce yourself and let our viewers know a little bit more about you and your background.
So, my name is Beata Lerman. I am a founder and creator of Sinless chocolate, which is a new alternative luxury chocolate brand. The unique point of our chocolate is that it's chemical free, artificial components free, and sugar free, but it tastes on par or better than your normal luxury Godivas and Linds and all of the other chocolates. So you can indulge while you're actually doing something good for your body. My background is interesting. My background is actually biochemistry, immunology, and medicine. So I was a scientist and a medical care provider for 23 years before I decided to exit medicine and start my business.
Awesome.
And now, 2 years into that, I have no regrets whatsoever.
Awesome. So now you're like a chocolate scientist.
Now I'm a chocolate scientist, exactly.
So tell us more about the chocolates. Tell us more about where we can find you. Tell us all.
So I'm an e-commerce brand. So we sell mostly online, and we just establishing our cafe in the Houston, Texas area. So this is chocolate that's made in the United States. We
Awesome.
take it from the cacao beans to the final product. We get our cacao beans, which are very unique, from Ecuador and Costa Rica, which is the best tasting cacao beans and the rarest variety. So the variety of cacao that we use in our chocolate was thought to be extinct as recently as 2010. And this is the original cacao trees that Mayans and Aztecs and Incas used to use for their medicinal and ceremonial cacao in their culture. In 20, the small number of those trees were found in the rainforest of Ecuador. They called it cacao nacional, or original DNA cacao. They actually did all of the genetic testing, and they realized that they don't match any hybrid cacao sorts like criollo or any other that people are commercially growing right now in places like Africa or some of the Latin America. And they decided to bring those trees from the brink of extinction, and it takes 5 years to start getting any reasonable yields. And around 20, when I was first starting experimenting with cacao, those farmers were reaching out directly to artisan chocolatiers and offering their product. And I, as a scientist and as somebody whose mission is to improve health, I was very interested to jump on that wagon and help bring something that was natural and really superior tasting from the brink of extinction, and work with the farmers and support them and bring people really the very best that they can get. So I was very excited to partner with them, and I go to those farms physically every year. I just actually got back about a week ago, actually exactly a week ago.
Awesome.
And that's something very unique. That's not something you try every day in your favorite chocolate.
Awesome. So besides chocolate lovers, who do you think your target audience are?
So, as you can imagine, when you go to such a length to grow the cacao and get the cacao, and it tastes so much better, it's not very cheap. So we are in the premium and luxury markets.
Okay.
And therefore, we're going after premium and luxury client base. So people who we partner up right now is for corporate gifts, events, and high-end client appreciation. We work with energy companies, we work with airlines. We're now getting into very high-end boutique hotels. We do gifts for doctors and lawyers, everyone that needs client appreciation and nurturing of the relationship. We work with them.
Awesome. Why are you better than your competitors?
Well, first of all, we're trying not to kill people with our food. Which is kind of important nowadays. I mean, my motivation behind creating Sinless chocolate brand was First of all, COVID. And I was a healthcare provider in COVID. I actually burnt out. That was the final straw that broke a camel's back and made me actually switch to entrepreneurship. And in COVID, we know that people who had diabetes, who had some kind of weight problems, comorbidities, heart problems, overall metabolic syndrome, they had the worst outcomes. And being on the front line, it was kind of breaking my heart. But being there, I knew that the biggest culprit of that is ultra processed food. So when I went into food industry, I wanted to have nothing with ultra processed. I wanted a non-processed food.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to keep my product as close to the nature as possible. So that's what we were able to do. We don't use any soy products, any lecithins, any palm oils, none of that. We actually just take the cacao beans, we take organic whole plant stevia and chicory root, and we put it together, and we get the chocolate that tastes so much better than any other chocolate. So much, in fact, that I've had a few tastings with people from Switzerland, and they know their chocolate. And after the tasting, they were coming out and they're like, we have our new favorite chocolate. So yeah, that chocolate is good for people. It tastes great. It doesn't spike your blood sugar. It doesn't cause you to go hyper and then crash and have no energy. It's just
Awesome.
kind of good all around. Good tasting and good for you. That's how it's different.
It sounds good to me.
You should definitely try it. We should arrange something so you can actually have it a try.
I'd be more than happy to.
Are you a big chocolate lover?
I do like chocolate, yes, I do.
What do you love most about your chocolate?
I mean, I'm a big peanut butter chocolate person, honestly. Reese's is definitely my favorite. That's my favorite. I'm not huge, but I do like Reese's.
Well, we do have something similar, just not as horrible for you.
Yeah, I know it's terrible for you. I know. So speaking of your products, what are your best-selling products?
So we started making bonbons, which is actually the chocolate candy with the chocolate shell and some kind of flavor inside. And later, last year, we introduced chocolate bars. So currently, we have kind of the best sellers to corporate world and best sellers to direct to consumer world, which is something we just recently started to pick up. And for direct to consumers, people really love our chocolate bars. They're beautiful. Once again, it's the same chocolate. We make the chocolate and we craft it, which is actually kind of unheard of in the chocolate world, because chocolate world is split into two professions. You have chocolate makers and you have chocolatiers. Chocolate makers are the people who take the cacao beans, they roast the cacao beans, they know how to bring the flavor out, then they get the husk off of the cacao beans and crush it and make the little cullets, which they sell off, and they're not interested in learning anything about how to make it shiny and crunchy and snap and all of that. Then the chocolatiers are the people who make all of those beautiful candies and bars and chocolates and statues, but they have no idea what the chocolate bean goes through from the tree up until it's in the already pre-made little Hershey's Kisses kind of.
Makes sense, yeah.
We are the rarest kinds that do both. So we literally go and take it off the tree and open it up and do all of the fermentation and drying. And then we bring it to Houston from Latin America and we roast it and shell it. And that gives us an edge to have, for example, 11 grams of fiber in our chocolate, which is for consumer packaged goods is literally unheard of.
Wow.
You will never find it in any other CPG brand of any kind, let alone the chocolate. So our direct-to-consumer customers really enjoy the chocolate bars. It's the best value for the price. And then we also have a huge diabetic following because this chocolate is diabetic-friendly, cancer patient-friendly, doesn't spike blood sugar levels, doesn't even elevate it. So I had to come up with the whole collection of more consumer-priced chocolate bonbons, so people will not be priced out. They would still be able to afford it. But we do care about our customers, and we do care about health first, which is, once again, that's our mission, is to improve health. And whether we do it with the medical advice or we do it with the chocolate, it's still to improve health. For our corporate clients, though, everybody prefers the luxury collection bonbon boxes, the assorted boxes. They look like little gemstones. They're fully colored. There's 24 flavors. The coloring that we use we also make at our chocolate factory, and it's made from beets and carrots and kale and spirulina and like black currants. So we use all natural fruits, vegetables, and berries to extract the pigment and color our chocolate. So it's the most hypoallergenic, no chemicals, natural product you would ever find.
What is your future plan?
Oh, we want to take over the world. We want to put Hershey's and Lind and Godiva out of business because we're coming for them.
I like it.
So short term, I would love to have representation in the most major airports in the country and then in the world. We're working with some advisors and some investors to hopefully get that ball rolling. Eventually, also develop a line of products that can go in the grocery stores, so we can get more eyes on our brand, and partner up with luxury hotels, such as in Houston, maybe Hotel Derek, Zaza, Postock Hotel. There's a number of them in Dallas, and nationwide there is probably hundreds, if not thousands, of those luxury hotels who can use our chocolate as pillow gifts and show how much they care about the well-being of their customers, especially the ones who is affected by harmful effects of sugar.
Awesome. So what activities are you doing to promote the business right now?
So we are doing all of the things that everybody else are doing. So we're doing marketing through Google Ads, we're doing Facebook ads, we're doing targeted marketing. We have the list of the leads that we call. But being in business for the first year, I very quickly realized that you cannot trust the agencies to do the marketing for you. That was actually one of the biggest mistakes that I've done my first year in business. And so we internalized marketing and sales, and now we're doing our own.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so we participate. Oh yeah, we also participate in a lot of industry conferences, but not conferences in our industry, like conferences in hospitality industry, in medical industry, like everywhere where our clients would go, we would go and have a booth.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else that you want our viewers to know?
Sure. For all entrepreneurs out there, I would like to know that it is the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my life. So if you have those days where things are not going your way, just wait it out, sleep it out, and don't give up on yourself. Because I'll tell you, I have seen some hard stuff in my life. I have 2 PhDs. I have done 2 thesis defenses. I have a translational immunology degree. And every time I would think, this is literally the hardest thing I ever had to do. That was like comparing a kindergarten to a high school. And running a business is definitely a high school. And there is no rules, and you get the punch from the right and punch from the left, and you just have to roll with it. And I know that sometimes even it's easy for me to talk right now. I'm in a better place at this moment, not knowing what tomorrow will bring. But, there are times when I say, okay, I'm ready to close. This is it. Like nothing is going my way. My website, my domain was just hacked. My domain was stolen. I lost all of my digital assets.
Wow.
And on top of that, my computer died. And there was a day not very long ago when I was just sitting there and I was like, I'm done. I don't have a piece of my marketing collaterals. I have to do everything from scratch. I don't have an access to anything because all of my accounts like Klaviyo and Canva and whatnot, they were all linked to the domain that was stolen. But then you sleep on it and the sun comes up the next day and you're like, okay, let me pick out the rubbles that are there and see what we can do with it because so much has been done. So if you're out there and you knew, because by no means can I say that we are established. We finished our second year and we are We still have resources to continue, which is I'm very grateful for, but don't give up on yourself.
Awesome. Well, Beata, I appreciate you coming on, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.